I bought these.
Oh, okay. Individual bags. It eliminates, you know, people don't like touching other people's germs anymore. We're thinking about it, so now you can have your own bag of germs. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go get ice. Welcome to another Psychedelic Vaudeville show. And today's Christmas show is entitled, Let's Get Small. We are here today. Would you like to announce your name, your website, and everything about you?
Okay, I don't have a website, and I have several names, and I'll give you the one of
the one least likely to track you down.
Sylvia Lycan.
Okay.
Well, Sylvia Lycan is an interesting individual, and I will let individuals look her up because I think she is an.
Wait, are you talking about yourself in the third person? Sylvia Lycan.
I'm talking about myself in the past life.
Oh, okay. Very nice. So today's episode is entitled Let's Get Small, and Sylvia makes little teeny tiny miniatures, very teeny tiny, a whole universe. She has your alarm?
Feed the cats.
Let's feed the cats.
I just turned it off.
Okay, you turn it off and you ignore the feeding of the cats? Do they also have an alarm?
You'll find this interesting too. I'm trying to get on a schedule, so I time things. Feed the cats, and I'm so far from it, but it's an approximation moving in that direction. So now it's like 6 o'clock and I'm not feeding the cats, but I fed them 40, like you saw me with the cat food, right? I'm moving in that direction to like get on a schedule. So maybe I fed them at 5.
Oh, you fed them earlier?
Yeah, but this way I have a mental awareness of what 6 o'clock is and around the time I need to be feeding the cats.
Right.
And I can move on to a schedule.
Right.
So that's what the bell is for.
And do you have other bells?
Yeah.
What are your other bells ringing for?
I have morning hygiene and morning chores, and evening hygiene and evening chores, and first cat's hygiene.
No, yeah. I understand. You know what? Initially, you know, when you hear something like that about evening hygiene, it's like, how do you forget? But I know I do need reminders to scrub up, and I am constantly
morning and evening teeth care, and basic skin care, and in the winter, I rarely shower in the winter. Rarely shower, wash down. Never wash my hair. Maybe once a month.
You just do washcloths stuff?
Yeah, I do like a tub of water.
You know, I couldn't go for more than a day without bathing.
Well, you're supposed to soap your hairy parts every day and exfoliate, which is what you do.
Right.
Like those are with the sweat glands. Right. But the rest of your skin you have to protect a lot. Put oil on, don't get wet, stuff like that. So every day, yes, you want to exfoliate, scrub clean the hairy parts on your body, but not your head, I don't think. But this is just my beauty theory.
Yeah, I'm actually, perhaps that's why I'm turning out to be such an ugly person, but because I really bathe at least once or twice, at least once or twice a day. I find that it really for civilization. I need to bathe.
We're not supposed to be living in these close quarters, so that creates anxiety and cortisol, and that's the odor.
Physically, I mean, am I becoming itchy in parts of my body when I'm not bathing because it's due to advertisements?
Possibly.
So like if I had just been
there's a personality dimension called suggestibility, the degree to which how someone is, how hypnotizable they are, and so it's a dimension of how much you can buy into fantasy. Basically, it's so some people are more suggestible than other people. You might want to you might want to keep a constant sign here with like your website and your address and your store hours. Talking about suggestibility.
I like that.
I mean, really, exposure and proximity is a great way for getting it out. But I think this would be great because I love coming to your store. I always want to buy a lot of stuff. You have great stuff. So
thank you so much.
Yes.
So let's moving along. Can I pick up a box?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, because this is the process, and I don't know if you can see it, but this is what we're gonna do. And usually I'll have it prepared beforehand, but and there is one piece. I love the little tweezers. There's one piece missing. So now this is like.
Wait, if you wouldn't have told me there was one piece missing, I would never have guessed there was one piece missing.
Now, if you do this, this is what's nice, because now you get perspective. You see that it's basically the size of a penny, and so I'll the whole living room, and I will.
Oh, it's a whole living room.
Yeah. Here's it. Pull out if you can while I set up, and sometimes I set up in the square, or there's a. Now the thing is, every little piece is very important. Okay. And okay, so we have the carpet, and the carpet has a dresser and a lamp, and the lamp is at 2 pieces with wire.
Why are you putting it back in here?
Because I reconstruct it, or to put it in, like I like to. Oh,
you can reconstruct within the.
Yeah, I like to keep her in a.
But perhaps reconstruct cage. Outside, it'll get a better shot, right?
I think so. That's sort of like a zoo cage there. We love to see it in its wild habitat.
So how often do you work on your miniature?
I actually I play with them quite a bit. Like with her, I like to put her in different places, and I like to put her together, and I like to put her in boxes and things, enclosures. I like to think about her a lot too. Okay, so this is where it gets some trickier, and if some people.
Oh my goodness, what is that?
This is her, this is going to be hard to see, but this is her kitty cat curled up. And she goes, hold on.
Wow.
Let me put her on the bed.
Oh, put the kitty, oh, that's, okay.
Yeah.
Now, what happens when you start to have failing eyesight? Will that affect working on these miniatures? Do you remember the guy who used to write people's names on grains of rice?
Yes.
And,
yes, this is definitely a Zen art, and it's I'm a big of course it can be a million times better, but here I put now the thing about it's also it's a system, so when you're touching one, you're touching them all.
So like the tea ceremony.
It's exactly the tea ceremony. And
let me ask you something, do they have this within Japanese culture?
They have bonsai, but as far as this stuff of more, modern, contemporary, miniatures like this, I don't know of any practice, but I know this totally heals my brain.
And you were talking to me about that previous.
There we go. That's
can you explain? Wait, let's see, where did he go?
I got him. It's really I got the cat on the pillow.
Now, next. Okay, let's take one piece at a time. The carpet with the lamp and the dresser. How long did it take you to make that?
2 weeks.
2
weeks. I would say I put in about 2 8-hour days on that carpet.
Wow. And do you work?
And it's more it's the painting of the carpet, and it didn't come out exactly the color. And then the lamp, but you're also counting multiple tries, because this took me.
In other words, you screwed up and threw away stuff.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of. And then
what happens to the miniatures that are misfit? What happened to the miniature misfit furniture?
What miniature misfit furniture?
Well, you put it out on the sidewalk, the bad furniture?
Yes.
There's a great street artist that does miniature installations. So if there's a gumball spit, he'll make a little miniature boat. Wow. So it looks like it's a boat in a lake.
Wow.
And people miss them every day of their life. That he puts them in very populated places that nobody ever sees it.
Wow.
And what is his name? He's a genius. But some people do see it. This is the Blue Jay's the first because, then we can get into some dark areas.